welcome to Governor DAO's DAO Speed Dating episode number 9. My name is Blake4Liberty, and I'm here with Netminer. Before we get started, I want to give some information about Governor DAO. Governor DAO is a service DAO. We're kind of a one-stop shop for dev work, consulting, pretty much anything that a project might need. We can help you out or get you in touch with someone who can. But mostly we'll probably be able to help you out. Everything from contracts, smart contracts, to launching a token or an NFT project. We can get you covered. In addition to that, we also have our flagship protocol, which is called Proof of Existence, and that ties in with all our services as well as a whole bunch of things that we don't list as services as well. And what that is it's a KYC-free, totally anonymous biometrics protocol that proves one person per wallet. And what that allows for is NFT mints and launches and governance and gaming and anything else to be done however the protocol wants it to be done, without having to worry about whales, bots, or multi-accounts messing up those things. Being able to do things without the worry about bots and multi-accounts is a huge advantage in the space. So many protocols have been harmed by those things, and it's exciting that we have a solution to that that's also protecting your privacy and anonymity. So if you want to learn more about that, you can check us out at governordao.org, and you can check out Proof of Existence at proofofexistence.xyz. So we have joined with us today Swix DAO and Official NFT. Netminer, would you like to introduce our first guest?
First up, we're going to have Swix DAO. Swix DAO is built on Polygon and is a Web3 property rental ecosystem delivering valuable property on and off chain. We're going to have Bob as the speaker for Swix DAO, and I've already given him speaker access. So if you want to go ahead and take over, Bob, give your pitch, and then we'll all have some questions for you afterwards.
So really cool what you guys are doing. Definitely solving governance pain points for DAOs or wannabe DAOs is a great thing to be spending your time on. So congrats again. And here at Swix, what are we doing? So we run a short stay accommodation business, and whenever you find our properties on online travel agencies like Airbnb or Booking.com, they're always going to be your preferred property for any price range because they're quite amazing. And essentially, we have been rewarding our guests with token back rewards. Currently, it's just an invoice token on Polygon, which they can already use to get discounts on their future stays. And we plan to automate the token back distribution and claiming and spending process with our booking app on Polygon, which is still under development. And yeah, so we are already putting this token, which will be then redeemable for the official token, in the hands of our guests, which right now are most of the people, most of our real community members, right? Because they're the customers using our products and service. And once the booking app will go live, we hope to get to a couple hundred, if not thousands, of users before starting to reward those users too with some tokens before actually releasing the official token. So we have yet to launch our token, as you might just have understood, and we already have some pretty cool governance plans and utility, like spending it for the best prices on your stays, to voting on where to allocate token back emissions. So like travelers who know they're going to be traveling to certain locations might be interested in allocating their portion of the voting weight to directing rewards to locations where they know they're going to be traveling. this can possibly apply to our organizations as well. So yeah, there are so many cool things we can do by programming our governance structures that the possibilities are endless. But obviously, we as organizations should always aim to do to take business efficient choices, which is the hard part currently for most DAOs.
What do you feel like is your biggest play for the next up and coming years with the like, how do you think you compare with something like Airbnb or one of those other rental properties and can offer something a little different than what they have going on?
Well, Airbnb, like a Booking.com, are our partners because we're always at the top of their listings, right? Because we have 5-star reviews and we essentially leverage their $15 billion annual marketing expenditure to drive most of our occupancy. And the token, considering, the token is essentially a customer retention, increasing customer loyalty, because we're not even rewarding tokens like valueless tokens. We spent months building a token which could accrue value. So basically, we have developed these 2 value accrual points for our tokens, which for our Swix token, which will be directing purchases to Swix payments, because we will be giving special discounts if paid through Swix. And the second point will be buybacks over certain profitability rates. And the tokens we buy back would be reintroduced to the ecosystem, starting 2 guests through the token back, and any excess would flow to on-chain activity like staking rewards or possibly even bonding to add liquidity to our DEX.
Yeah, I really like that. It reminds me of like when you get points for like Expedia or like mileage points or something similar to that, but it's tied to crypto instead. And I really like the idea of that, the idea that you sort of hold ownership to that. So when people get the points they get for these tokens, it get sent to their own personal wallet,
So right
or is
now
it
we're
just
getting
like, how does that work?
guests to download MetaMask, connect to the Polygon network, and add our token
Okay.
ID. It's a very manual and quite technical process, which creates barriers. We have done it with we have retroactively rewarded already a couple hundred of our guests, because we have a black book of over 2,000 guests. But we have also awarded a couple dozen of real world customers, guests, which our client service has helped download MetaMask and the whole process to then get their tokens and then spend it. So I mean, right now it's just literally to get a taste of how the actual customers see this reward scheme. And I mean, they're loving it. Our properties are running at 90% occupancy rates. We're actually very close to closing a nice fundraising round that's going to allow us to expand across Europe and a little bit of Asia, because right now we only have a starter portfolio in London, which we use to test the system. And we have also developed a very cool software, which we call the MetaLease, which allows us to basically visualize on chain each property with its financial metrics and 3D interactive tours of the property, which will only be accessible to token holders, and will probably be giving different levels of access. And I mean, eventually these choices are going to be decentralized as we add community members as token holders to multi-sig wallets controlling the different expenditure wallets for the different areas of the organization. But as you can imagine, right now there is no infrastructure to manage from on-chain real world activity, or no efficient one at least. So we are going to be starting, as we have done already, starting the project in a centralized way. But as as we grow our community and the infrastructure develops, we are gonna be decentralizing more and more features. But we have already in plan, from what I mentioned before, voting to where to allocate token back rewards, to possibly adding new locations and choosing between certain locations as very simple features we can introduce our guests to very close after launch. So that's gonna be fun.
NFTs, did you plan on doing any type of NFTs with any of this? Like combining reward points with being able to purchase, NFTs once you get a certain number of tokens, or maybe
So
utilizing NFTs in some way?
right now we do not have NFTs, but we do have some NFT implementation. So if you see my profile picture, it's called as Wixie. Each team member has one. each of the current team members is going to get his NFT representing his Wixie, but we were envisioning 100 Wixie Genesis collection, and we would be distributing them, through community events to our community, and each Wixie would give, a special discount, which would be applicable with terms yet to be defined to obtain discounts on the properties. So giving some cool real world utility, almost like the DYDX hedge is giving you, discounts on fees on DYDX. You'd get discounts on the real world properties. And then we're working on another very cool thing where we're going to be putting NFT frames in our properties and featuring, Web3 artists' art inside them. And you can only change like the art in the frame if you have one of those NFTs.
Yeah, actually, one last thing you can tell us before we go is what's the best way for folks to get involved or to get in touch with you?
Well, follow us on Twitter, and you'll be learning and finding out new stuff that we're going to be releasing soon.
Awesome. So yeah, next up we're going to have our second guest is Official NFT. Is a marketplace building an NFT launchpad. The intention is for the launchpad to be the on-go-to launchpad for all Polygon NFT projects, and they like the community to decide what project launch on the launchpad with the DAO governing the launchpad community. And they'll also provide voting opportunities, governance, and much more. So if you want to go ahead and start speaking, give your pitch, and then I'm sure we'll have some questions and interesting information afterwards.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having this platform. I appreciate it. It's a great opportunity for us to share what we're working on. We're just in the beginning stages, so it will be really good to get your feedback and questions and learn about, learn what you guys receive and the feedback you get from our explanation of Official NFT Launchpad DAO. So yeah, we have an NFT marketplace live on Polygon, and we're in that process we built with the community, and that's been great. We've learned a lot from the community. We've had a really tight feedback loop, and just continue to iterate the product and get it closer to product market fit, and improve the product and reach the product goal. Kind of in that process, we also learned and discovered that Polygon doesn't necessarily have a good NFT launchpad. And our example is Magic Eden has an amazing NFT launchpad. So many projects have launched from Magic Eden on Solana and found great success. And I think part of that is because the platform, Magic Eden, and the community can really get behind a launch and help propel that mint to success. And we just don't see that in Polygon. And we thought that there might be good opportunity to help projects launch properly on Polygon blockchain. So we want to do that. And kind of the same with Swix. It gave us an opportunity to decentralize part of what we're working on. And I think that's important. I mean, we have to start off centralized. We have to start off working kind of in our business structure, but opportunities to decentralize are important, and that's what we believe in. So we decided, hey, let's build this launchpad for Polygon, and let's let the community govern it. And so I think some of the main operations or the main governance is voting on what projects to launch on the launchpad, and then be rewarded for that. And I think that we've kind of structured it so that by becoming a DAO member, you have an invested interest in the projects launching on the launchpad, and then you get a return on that from the success of those mints. And so for the project, it makes sense to launch on the launchpad, because once they've decided, hey, I'm on this launchpad, or I want to launch on launchpad, they've accepted it, we're going. Then you have 500 to 1,000 DAO members that will also help market your launch, and that coupled with the platform's marketing package that is included with the launchpad. So it really gives you some firepower as a project by launching on the Launchpad with all the DAO members getting behind your project and helping launch. And then also, you have 500 to 1,000 DAO members that are interested in your NFT project and possibly purchasing, right? So there's all that. The success of the launch, the DAO receives 2% of each mint. So each project that mints on the Launchpad, the DAO receives 2% of that. It's proportional to how many NFTs you own, gets divided proportionally. So yeah, if you hold 10 NFTs for the DAO, then you'll get 10 more shares of that mint than a person holding one, right? And so that's the basic premise of the DAO. We are just beginning the build, so I'm even interested in Governor DAO just because of the one person, one vote. I really like that, the proof of existence model. And we haven't really decided on a governance platform for the DAO, and that may be voted on by the DAO as well. We'll see. But yeah, we're in the beginning stages. That's the summary of what we're working on, and definitely curious to get your feedback. Any questions, let me know.
What's the benefit of being a DAO member? Like, what will help us? What do we get as being a member? Do we get tokens? Like, what exactly do we get?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think the main benefit is that you're receiving 2% of a successful mint. However, I think there's a lot of underlying benefits too. You're participating in a community that's helping decide projects on Polygon that are launching, right? And so those votes happen early before the projects may even be public. So you may have a little bit of a inside track knowledge as far as what's launching. It doesn't necessarily give you an advantage unless there's whitelist options that are negotiated with the project. But yeah, I mean, we want to keep it absolutely, completely fair. But my point is that you will know of projects coming up. You'll know trends. You'll know utilities, things like that a little early. That's just participating in a community, and that's the benefit of participating in the community. I think that's actually a very strong point. And then yeah, the 2% of the mint I think is beneficial. And yeah, those are some of the benefits. I think we can build more benefits, or I think that they'll emerge as the ecosystem becomes more evolved and built out. But in the beginning, I think those are the two main points.
That very likely will indeed happen. I know that with Governor DAO, we've evolved greatly differently than was kind of originally planned. Not in a negative way, like now we have proof of existence. That wasn't part of the original kind of roadmap, and now it's tied in perfectly to everything we were going to be before, but just kind of adds a nice little bonus on top, which is pretty cool. And since you brought up the governance and the one voice, one vote and whatnot, I just thought I'd mention a little more about what that means, and that's one voice, one vote, as in one person, one wallet per person, but that can also mean, quadratic voting or logarithmic voting, or just straight one person, one vote voting. The cool thing about it is that it allows any kind of voting system that is best for a particular community, and you can guarantee that it's safe and secure.
Why did Official NFT go with the NFT Launchpad being governed by a DAO instead of just launching it and doing it? What was your main focus of becoming a DAO?
Yeah, well, I mean, two reasons. I mean, it's an opportunity to decentralize, which is part of our DNA and hopefully part of the DNA of all Web3 projects, right? But secondly, lost one. Okay, secondly, I think that we wanted to we want more than just us pushing a project. I mean, we can offer a marketing package to a project to launch on a Launchpad, and we have followers and social medias and things that we can give a launch an NFT project. However, if we have 500 to 1,000 members that are invested in the project as well, that just adds so much more ammunition to a project. And I almost think like if I like, and that's what we, when we looked at Magic Eden's Launchpad, we thought, man, if they could just harness the power of their community and add that to the Launchpad, it like 100 or 1,000x the power, so that's really the reason we wanted to make it a DAO, is just get the community involved, and get it thriving. Two other points that Blake mentioned, pivots. I love pivots. So as a project manager, if we see an opportunity or something working better, we are not afraid to change course in the beginnings, and then of course as the DAO develops, we would love to vote on those pivots and make sure that we have consensus. But yeah, that's I like that. I love. All projects never really end up being what they're originally concepted, right? And then secondly, yeah, that what I really will look forward to digging into the one voice, one vote versus a whale being able to have more power in a DAO. I'll be curious, and we will definitely make it a vote in the DAO. But I'll be curious to see if the DAO members decide on, yeah, it's one person per vote, or if, hey, I hold 10 NFTs, so I should have the power of 10 as far as voting rights. I think that I think there's arguments for both sides. Like the idea is that a project gets voted into the DAO at the above 50% level. So if 51% of the DAO members vote a project to be launched on the platform, then the project is launched, right? But if two whales hold, and this isn't going to be the case, but if two whales hold more than 25%, then those two people potentially could vote the project in, and maybe the majority of members aren't necessarily wanting the project to be launched. So it brings up an interesting set of problems and something to contemplate within the DAO.
Yeah, exactly. And one of my favorite things, I kind of mentioned it about PoE, that I love is just that it allows DAOs or any project that involves voting in particular to do whatever's best for their own community. They can choose whatever voting system works best for them and know that it's secure and that multi accounts can't take it over, or a whole bunch of new members join from an intentional attack kind of a thing, with overwhelm it with tokens and multi accounts. So there's just there's a lot of ways they can go about Governor DAO. We're now using quadratic voting, so that folks who do hold more still have a little bit of a benefit, but it's still, not that a whale can just totally overwhelm the entire project. So yeah, I really appreciate what you had to say there, and the thought you guys are putting into your community. What is the best way for folks to get in touch with you guys and to join your community?
Yeah, well, join the community, purchase an NFT that gets you in the DAO. It's live on our marketplace. Also, just check out the marketplace and check out the Polygon artist on the marketplace, or load up some NFTs onto the marketplace. We can list any NFT you have on Polygon. So even if you have it listed on OpenSea or another marketplace, they can simultaneously list on the marketplace, and when it sells, right? So so we'd love to have participants on the marketplace. You can find us on Twitter or on Discord or on Telegram. All those links are on our Twitter. So and then official NFT.xyz is the marketplace.
Yeah. So general discussion wise, we have a couple of topics, but I think today, if we could fix one thing in the crypto space, what would it be? Yeah, I'll actually speak on that. I feel like if I could change one thing in the crypto space, it would be the onboarding for new time people, or, I wanted to make it as simple as opening a bank account, if not easier, So I hope in the future that we can make it so that folks know about their, seed, how to protect their seed, and then also how to own their own funds the proper way without having an intermediary like a bank or a centralized exchange to hold your funds for you. So that's my biggest thing, is that the whole thing of crypto is to be decentralized. If I could change one thing, it would be to make onboarding for new people very seamless, where they learn about it in school, like you used to learn about writing checks in school. I don't even think they teach that anymore, but things of that nature, where it becomes such second nature that they actually have no choice but to teach these things and provide a better environment for us to learn about decentralization and owning up and being your own bank. So that's all I had to say.
You were talking about the problem of onboarding people, which I totally agree with, and that's why, I mean, I recently found out that there are groups of people, in this case, building in stealth solutions to create user-friendly, UX and UI experiences, since it's a given that all of these protocols, but not necessarily, because also Web2 organizations which are trying to build apps for the masses, they are facing all the same technical points which their users face by interacting with the technology. So these companies which help like this company in particular, which helps companies solve pain points with customized solutions, so that the teams of the service providing companies can focus on offering the best services to their customers. It's what, in my opinion, is gonna hopefully bring the space forward and facilitate the mass adoption that will inevitably come.
Yeah, definitely. That's a great topic. I'd love to jump in. Onboarding is so tricky. Us as a marketplace, we deal with the same issue. But I think overall in Web3, we don't get mass adoption until the user experience is matched to Web2s, which, I mean, if we all look at like purchasing something from Amazon or purchasing anything on Web2 right now, it's so incredibly easy. Everything's loaded up and simple and fast, right? And until either your real world purchases and your Web3 purchases in the crypto world are the same or better experiences than those Amazon models, then you're just not going to get mass adoption. You're only going to get people that are willing to jump over hurdles, which I guess we all are. But so I look forward to, and it improves. Obviously, it's improved over the years, and it will continue to do so. But I definitely look forward to it.
I mean, yeah, I haven't really dug into the documents yet, but I was curious. You mentioned biometric. What was it like?
Authentication that we use to prove that you're a human, and then that you can't duplicate your wallet as well. So if you wanted multiple wallets, you can't try to like fight the system by having multiple wallets anymore. Once your biometrics is hashed, it's in the system, and you're assigned to that particular wallet.
I can
And
speak
it
a little
stops
bit more
bots
on
and
that.
whales. Yeah, go ahead.
Do you use like verified credential systems, or like how does it work?
Sure, yeah, I can talk a little bit more about that. So when folks want to use our proof of existence tech, what they do is they go to our onlyonemee.governordao.org, and it's just a simple process. The biometrics tech is a combination of face and voice data. It's done by a biometrics company that's been around a long time called Finovant. They're also now in the Web3 space as well, with their own token, BioFi. They've been a great partner for us for the last, I want to say, year and a half or so. The way it works is when you input the voice and face readings, that information is immediately hashed on your own local device. No biometrics data is ever sent or shared or received. It is only the hash. I don't pretend to understand all the super details about how it works because it's way over my head, but I know that the way they use their biometrics tech along with a little bit of AI. It's completely resilient to, it can't be deep faked. People can't fake through it. People can't steal your data. And even if they could figure out a way to reverse engineer the hash, it wouldn't be usable anymore because it can also detect whether or not the biometrics data is exactly the same. And if it's exactly the same, then it's a fake because someone's trying to copy. When you give your biometric data, the data points are never exactly the same every time. So it's a very resilient, very secure. None of your personal data is ever given. It's only the hash, and yet it proves that you're a unique individual every time. So that allows. So then, when that is done, members then get a non-transferable ERC20 token or proof of existence token, and then that is what is used to be attached to your wallet. That proves that that wallet is a unique individual. People can still have other wallets, but only one can be authenticated and proven to be a unique human with proof of existence.
You mentioned one wallet, one ID, but can one identity of a person have multiple wallets associated to his same identity?
Kind of. There's something that is being worked on to allow someone to voluntarily associate their authenticated wallet with another wallet or potentially multiple other wallets. But in terms of actually having a proof of existence token, that's only one wallet per person, since that's the main goal of our proof of existence tech.
Fair enough. Very cool, nonetheless. Congrats.
Thank you. And I'll jump in since kind of the question was what we would fix about Web3 space or what we'd like to see done in the Web3 space, and it's kind of why I'm with Governor DAO, and that's the focus on privacy. Privacy is a big deal for me. I'm also in politics, and so a lot of the issues that I focus on is where government oversteps its bound in regards to privacy, or people or even corporations, take so much information from us and sell it and use it, and a lot of those same problems, a lot of that, the reason that happens and the reason government can overstep its bounds are the same reason, and that's that our data on the internet isn't considered to be ours most of the time. It's considered to be someone else's. So when government wants to look at our data, all they have to do is go ask those companies for the information instead of having a proper warrant or asking us for our data. And so Web3, I think, is a beautiful thing that's being built that gives us control over our own data again, allows us to control whether we want to sell our data, whether we want to provide information, and also, protects freedom in the same sense that, proper processes have to be gone through to get our data. So that's just something that I find very important, and Governor DAO's proof of existence is a big thing in that regards to me, that it allows the Web3 space to do that while protecting anonymity and solving the problem of multi-accounts and bots that can really kind of mess up the core of crypto if we don't find a way to solve that issue. So that's kind of one of the big motivators for me being in the space, and as well as with Governor DAO. And yeah, I kind of broached the next subject myself because I kind of combined the two. But I was wanting to hear from you guys what kind of your inspiration for being in the Web3 space is. What got you into it? What excites you about it?
Yeah, I'll go if nobody else is going. So yeah, I've been a Bitcoin holder since 2017, so I've been familiar with the space. However, what got me working on a Web3 dApp is I have two apparel brands, and we wanted to, about 2 years ago, we wanted to connect some of our physical pieces to an NFT, or to NFTs. And we went on Rarible, went on OpenSea at the time, and just found it to be very difficult to do. So we thought, oh, okay, well, let's just do it ourselves, which was kind of a naive thing to say at the time. We had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. But I can say that the idea, it just festered within our team, and we started spending more and more time on it, and we ended up building a marketplace. And so one of our use cases is the idea that a person, a creator or a brand, can have a physical product, have the digital twin or the NFT, and we have a vertical solution with warehousing, shipping, CSR, so that they can sell that NFT and the physical product will ship along with it. So yeah, that's really what got us started, and I'm glad that it did, because there's so much more to learn just beyond that use case. But it's been a fun journey.
Yeah, for me, it was just to buck the system and not be involved with stocks and all that, and try something a little bit different. And I got into around the same time, 2017, got into the space, been involved ever since, and it's more than just making a quick buck at this point. It's really nice to be in something new. I feel like I'm in the .com, maybe before the bubble part era. So it's nice to be a part of it and to build and be one of the first to ever even know what a DAO is. I mean, I talk to my friends and they just think I'm speaking another language at this point. So it's nice to be a part of something new and different and game changing and something that's going to really change the world. So that was what I had to say for that.
How about you, Bob? What inspired you and your team to get involved in the Web3 space?
Yeah, so I got into the Web3 space back in 2017, and I was still in high school. Then I went to university, and I was so deep into studying anything from blockchains to the first ICOs to what then were decentralized applications, and then I funded a small family and friends DeFi token and blockchain token fund, which I'm still part of but don't actively manage, and then I met my partners with whom I'm building Swix right now. I was actually their customer in one of their properties in London, and they took Ethereum for my stay after I had found them on Airbnb, and from there, me and the landlord, who was a big landlord from London to Europe to Asia, and he had big plans, and we realized we could, build what seems just a simple reward system is much more, because the token will effectively also allow us to bring on chain like stable, consistent returns, which are generated by our profitable real world business. So, like, we know DeFi is lacking stable yields because most of the value in the space is generated by, let's say, the fees of the protocols, which were in prolonged bear periods drastically decrease. So we're gonna try and bring on chain some real world value, and the meta lease, as I mentioned before, will help us display on chain the data of the financial value generated by the properties. And we're actually working with Chainlink to develop a data verifying and exchanging oracle between the Booking.com, Airbnb property availability calendars. They have an API, and they basically verify the data from the APIs periodically. So we have like Chainlink bringing on chain the verified data to update the financials. So what we see in DeFi protocols as total value locked, it would be our rights of use asset value, which is the value generated by each property in its lease in the duration of the lease, which is 5 years on average. So bringing some new stuff on chain.
I think it's always interesting to hear how people got involved and what kind of motivates them. That's I think it tells a lot about the story that we're all building together, and I think it helps folks understand when they know that you're passionate about something or why or what motivates you, that it really helps people get on board and want to learn more. And I think that's one thing that we can do to continue to grow the space is make sure we interweave our story into it, so that our friends and those who haven't found Web3 yet can understand how important it is to our future. Well, we're getting close to an hour here, so why don't we do some closing remarks from each of you guys, and then we can close it out if no questions come in. Swix DAO, would you like to start?
Well, I mean, it's been a pleasure getting to know about you guys. I'll definitely dive deeper into what both of you guys, Official NFT and GDAO, do, because it's always wonderful finding more about uh, important projects for the ecosystem, if so we can call ourselves. So yeah, again, it's been a pleasure being here with you guys tonight.
Go for it, Official NFT.
Cool. Thanks. Yeah. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. This has been awesome. I've learned a lot. I definitely want to dig into governance, and we'll ping you guys on that. Swix, next time I'm booking Airbnb, I'm definitely finding one of your guys' properties for sure. And yeah, please check out the marketplace. Pick up a NFT that gets you into Official NFT Launchpad DAO. And let's build a great launchpad on Polygon, and keep in touch, please. Everybody follow. I'll follow anybody that follows me.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Really appreciate you guys joining. I think this was a great discussion. Both of you guys have great projects, it sounds like, and I look forward to digging in deeper with you guys. Definitely look forward to getting in touch with you. Official NFT would love to talk more about how we can work together. For everyone listening, be sure to check out Official NFT and their NFT marketplace. Be sure to check out Swix DAO and their and what they've got going on with properties. You can find all their information in the billboard at the top of the space, or by searching hashtag GDAO Billboard. Be sure to follow Netminer and myself, as well as GDAO ambassadors, and at governor_DAO. And you can always learn more about Proof of Existence at proofofexistence.xyz. Minting PoE tokens is still free for a limited time, free plus gas. So you can check that out you can find that info at proofofexistence.xyz. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Appreciate all of you joining us. And we'll be back next week, I think, at a special time. So be watching for that announcement. Thank you, everyone.
Thanks, Blake. Appreciate it. And remember, gas prices are cheap now. Get your PoE token. Have a good evening.
Absolutely. Later.